traffic going up and down I-35?
Oh, when we were up on I-35 just a little while ago, it was absolutely at a standstill. Right now, I'm not seeing much movement, but you do see a couple of cars passing through. But as you can see, probably if Carson's panning over, you can see that it's mostly search and rescue crews, mostly OG&E, a lot of the smell of gas in the air. So I'm assuming they're working on trying to stop any gas leaks and also get some of the power back up and running. But this is just absolutely horrific scene here.
Now, Ariel, right to, I guess this would be your left, is what's left of a building. Do you know what that is? Is that the roof of the Warren, or what is that?
Well, Paul, what we're hearing from residents, I'm not as familiar with this specific area, but what I heard from residents who were trying to spot it out for us was that this is actually a bank, and then if Carson pans over a little bit more, you can see that it's the bowling alley. You can see people just walking around numb to the situation. If you look in front of the bowling alley, if Carson kind of pans in, you can see that car just turned completely upside down. So this is the bowling alley that you guys are looking at. You can almost see the vague shell of the bowling alleys themselves. It's just stunning out here. You can also, if Carson continues to pan over to my left, you can see that there's a massive staging effort over here with lots of search and rescue crews, lots of media over here, and this is just a scene, like I said, just seems like it just shouldn't be reality on the ground here.
Ariel, I believe that's the Tinker Air Force Base Credit Union. I do believe that is Tinker Federal Credit Union. Okay, so that bank right there is the Tinker Federal Credit Union. Kind of give you a couple landmarks as you go north of there, Paul. As she mentioned there, that is going to be the bowling alley, and then just north of there, there's going to be a little strip area. There's a post office right there. Post office, a couple shops. I believe there's going to be like a home doctor and I think an ear specialist shop right there. So that is the area, and that was the bank, a Tinker Federal Credit Union.
And you know, we'll probably hear stories about the theater there. I mean, it does look like it has some damage. You know, fortunately, it is not leveled as we look at that right there, because you know people were probably in there. Yeah, we can hear you, Ariel. What's going on?
Well, one of the things I just wanted to mention to you, and I think Morgan's touched on it, so is Michael, is just the incredible spirit of togetherness and community that we've seen so far and more. I mean, it hasn't been but several hours since this tornado hit, and already we're seeing the community just band together. You can see several different community organizations have already come out here. I've personally received several text messages, both from inside Oklahoma City and also outside, offering assistance, and we just heard from some of the workers at Lowe's. When we were standing over at Walmart, some of the workers at Lowe's were telling us that they were actually bringing food from Walmart over into the Lowe's parking lot to try to nourish and encourage some of these rescue workers that are just doing the job that no one ever wants to do.
Okay, Ariel Reshef there at the Warren Theater. Hey, I want to mention, I'm just looking at Twitter as it comes down. The only fund on there or anything, I'm looking at there are people posting things about funds. Okay, listen, Feed the Children is taking donations. Okay, we will talk to the Red Cross in a little bit, and they're going to have a donation. If you're looking at any kind of funds on my Twitter feed, don't listen to that. I want you to get it right here. Feed the Children. They're taking the things, the donation, and some money if you want. But Red Cross will have the text number because that's out there all the time.
And there are going to be some people that are going to try to scam.
Yeah.
There are scammers in situations like this, so be very careful with who you donate to, and be very careful with the information that you find on social media, because rumors run rampant.
I have no idea what's going on with
We are holding off until we have absolute confirmation on injured, fatalities, and who to give to. And what you listed is perfect right there for so far.
Yeah, you just got to be very careful. You know, one of the big hit areas of Moore as well is over there at 8th Street, and that's where KOCO's Michael Seiden is right now. And Michael, you've been talking to folks, and I mean, it's just hard to believe the houses that are damaged and the cars that are flipped over there.
Paul, unbelievable stories we're hearing out here. I want to give you guys another look. You can see, and speaking of flipping, cars flipped over, that's a motorhome right there flipped over on its side. We interviewed one guy earlier today. He said his car ended up on his roof. You can just see these homes, roofs just blown off of them. But I want to introduce you guys to Felicia. Felicia, we just met moments ago. You were at work. You haven't even had a chance to come home and see your house. What is going through your mind right now?
I feel horrible for everybody that their houses are gone. And I was at work, so I don't even know what really happened. I know walking around and seeing everybody, it's pretty tough. And I'm really scared to see what my house looks like.
Felicia, speaking of work, you told me that you work at a daycare. Take me through that. What did you hear? What did you see?
We knew the storms were coming. We have the news on, and we have the radio on, and my phone started going off, letting us know there was an alert. The radio started going off. Our TVs went off, then the sirens, and we line our kids up straight into the innermost bathroom and put nap mats on top of all of us, and we all huddled together until it was over.
What did you do to keep kids calm?
You sing and you read and you do whatever it takes to make them not cry or be upset or be scared about what's really happening.
And I would imagine being an adult, obviously, you're trying to stay strong for them, but you're going through it
my whole life, so this is pretty scary anyways, to have to go through it all again and again every tornado season. So it scares me, and then have all those kids. We had 25 kids all together, I think.
Which daycare do you work at? Where were you, and was there any damage?
Today's Blessings #2 off of Broadway, and we just had a lot of debris. Nobody was hurt, no real damage or anything,
So are you just getting off now? Were you waiting for the parents to come pick up the kids?
We have to wait for all of our parents to come pick up before we can leave, and once all of our kids were gone, we left. I left, came straight here, and had to walk all the way from the I-35 bridge on 4th. So
you had to walk?
Yeah, all the way here. And I got to see all this, and it's so bad. It's horrible everywhere. I feel horrible for everybody.
We've been here for the last couple of hours. Looking at the damage here, how does it compare to other neighborhoods around Moore?
I feel really bad for the hospital being as damaged as it is. I mean, windows are gone, walls are just caving in. It's pretty bad the further out you go into the neighborhood, by the school especially. I feel horrible for the children that were there, because that's where my boss's kids were, and I know it was really bad.
I know we've actually had some reports of some kids who haven't been reunited with their parents yet over at a school. Were all the kids at your daycare, did they get to reunite with their parents?
They all went home to their moms or dads or grandparents, whoever picked up today. They got to go home. So, but as of yet, we don't know how their houses are or how any of them are.
What was that scene like, though, to see these little kids, probably very shaken, to be reunited with their parents?
Really good. They were really happy that it was all over. They were really scared at first and crying and then stressed out, waiting for mom to get there or dad. And once they left, they were really happy. I mean, some parents came in really upset because they'd been to the house or they've driven past areas and seen what it was like in their area. So I know that's got to be hard on some of the parents and the kids as well, to have to go home to a house that looks like this. So I understand it.
You've lived in this neighborhood for a little while. What's it like to just look around and see?
I almost didn't know what street I was turning on to walk to my house. That street signs are gone, schools demolished, houses everywhere just flattened. So I almost didn't know where I was walking to. And to see cops and ambulances and people just sitting outside crying with their stuff and destroyed, it's pretty upsetting.
We've been talking about this severe weather event. It seems like you guys were prepared at the daycare center. You guys were ready.
We stay prepared. We have books, flashlights, nap mats, everything by the bathroom ready to go when we know the weather's going to be bad like this. So we stay pretty prepared.
We've seen dozens of volunteers, complete strangers, walking down the street trying to help clear debris. I would imagine as a homeowner, to see something like that, it's got to really touch your heart.
It's really nice to see how everybody's helped and how everybody's willing to just pitch in and pick up debris. It's humanity. It's still there.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I know my room's pretty messed up is what they're saying. My roommate's daughter's room is gone on the back half of the house so far. That's all I know. I haven't even got to see it yet. So. Real
quick, I know cell phone service is down in this area. Anything you want to say to your family, loved ones, friends?
I love you guys. I'm so glad you're safe. Please be safe. I will try and get in touch.
Thank you so much, Felicia.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time out, and I go over to your house. I hope there's some stuff that's salvageable, but I'm glad you're doing okay.
Appreciate it.
And that is really the story out here. People just like Felicia, just getting home from work, getting a chance to see the damage up close and personal. Really a heartbreaking scene out here, but it is nice to know that no one in this neighborhood was injured, and it seems like all the neighbors rallying around each other trying to pull through this. That is the very latest out here. Back to you, Jess and Paul.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. Again, Jessica Schambach, my co-anchor, she is headed out to Moore right now. But as we told you, I-35, north and southbound, both directions closed down. It is very difficult to get through. I've been in touch with her. She tweeted me or sent me a text message a bit ago. she is not there yet, so she's working on it and trying to get out there. So she's here. She's just trying to get to the big story out there. I want to tell you a little bit about OU Medical Center and some injured people. We've got some reports of folks going there. There are 20 different patients at OU Medical Center and Children's Hospital right here in Oklahoma City. They've been transported there. A total of 20. 12 of them are adults. 8 of them are children. So that's, you know, if you've got somebody you're still trying to check out, you might want to call OU Medical Center, see if you can verify a name, and Children's Hospital over there. Here's Morgan Chesky was with a bunch of children today because they were being reunited with their parents. And Morgan, we found out a lot of names and matched a lot of kids to their moms and dads tonight.
Paul, bear with me here. I can barely hear you, but it's good to come back to this scene again because it's an encouraging one out of all this destruction, and that number has continued to go down. 4 students left to be reunited with their parents. We have the Parker family and the Orta family, and we're keeping you posted on their parents as they hopefully make their way to pick up their students. Now, we've talked about this whole situation. It all started when that twister hit Briarwood Elementary. That, as the crow flies, is about half a mile from where I'm standing, that direction. And we haven't had a chance to walk up because first responders have been good about trying to keep people as far away as possible. But we have had one woman here who's trying to been kind of, you're the unofficial organizer of this whole scene here. You were forced to walk to the school and back here in hopes of trying to get a handle on the situation. You mentioned it earlier. I want you to say it again, and I know it's going to be tough, but to get to the school, what were you coming into contact with? What were you seeing?
We seen dead horses, down power lines, major gas leaks.
And we all, you know, we know that this comes with the territory, unfortunately, in Oklahoma. But for you, has it even sunk in yet? What was your initial reaction? You walk up to a school and you see that, and not only, but what you just mentioned.
Right. It was devastating. I just wanted to get the children. I have a daycare, and I wanted to find my child that I was looking for. I found him, and then there were numerous children just running. We kind of rounded them all up and got them together.
Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks.
And all hands on deck. You're trying to get these students put back in with their parents. We had dozens earlier, but we're down to 4. We're going to keep you posted on their status here. Again, if you need to find them, they're at Vicky Drive and 156th Court in South Moore. And just an encouraging sight to see so many students finally reunited with their parents.
Morgan, okay, Morgan, thank you very much. I want to go over to Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane. Damon, there's a storm in downtown.
Yeah, we just had a severe thunderstorm pop up literally right over downtown Oklahoma City. So this will be downtown. All right, this is going to be the capital right here. Quarter-size hail within this storm right here and some gusty winds. This is going to be North Lincoln Boulevard right here. So this is going to be an apartment complex right just on the corner there, right along 44. So you're included within this. We're talking about the Lincoln Park there, apartments at Lincoln Park. So this is the severe thunderstorm warning. It does include Edmond. Again, quarter-size hail and gusty winds. It's popping up behind the front, so the tornado risk is not there. But you can see until 7:30 here, severe thunderstorm warning. And it is going to be for this storm right here. Looking at the hail that is inside the storm. Again, it looks like the potential for quarter-size hail. So this is a severe storm. It is a low-wind severe thunderstorm warning, but you can see here as we put a storm track, this looks like, let's see here, this storm is going to move up to the northeast there, Rusty. As speeds, let's go ahead and put up at 25. So 25 miles per hour, perfect. All right, Jones at 705, Luther 725, Wellston 748, Fallis 807, and MC there at 812. Again, this is moving up into northeastern Oklahoma County. So severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, this is severe thunderstorm warning, quarter hail, and winds of 60 miles per hour. This is in effect until 7:30. So those of us from OKC, Edmond, Del City, the Village, War Acres, Nichols Hills, Spencer, Jones, Nakoma Park, Luther, and Arcadia, you are in the path of this severe thunderstorm. As we mentioned, the threat for severe weather is still there for this evening. You can see right now our radar is picking up on the largest hailstones, about quarter-size hail. This would be right over the Penn Square Mall region. So we're looking west on I-44. This is going to be Lake Hefner. So this is going to be for quarter-size hail. And it looks like that quarter-size hail is going to be falling just right around the, let's see here, right around the Penn Square Mall area. And you can see right here, this is going to be where all the casinos and the racetrack are, and this is going to be where the zoo is. So this storm racing off to the northeast here. Again, it speeds about 25 miles per hour right down I-35, I-44, right along Northeast 63rd Street, Lake Aluma there, North Sooner Road, right along I-35, once again up to Witcher, and then down to Forest Park, and then as you make your way up into the Turner Turnpike here. So we continue. Just watch this storm quickly race off to the northeast. Couple showers now just north of Will Rogers World Airport. This is moving away from the cleanup efforts there. However, as you can see here, the atmosphere is still able to produce thunderstorms. A lot of times storms come in here and then we are done with them for a while. That is still not the case yet. We continue to watch these storms coming up, and even looking at statewide, a lot of the activity there has really formed into a pretty long line. And just to kind of give the big picture real quick on where we are right now, a lot of the storms are in southern, southeastern, and eastern Oklahoma now, racing off to the east here and up to the northeast. When we were looking at data earlier, there was still the potential that we could see development behind this front into the evening hours. So we still have that rain chance. It looks like right now the rain chance is likely going to stay north of I-40 for storms developing. But, excuse me, nonetheless, this threat continues. So to spit off a couple tornado warnings that we have here, we do have one that's for North Texas. That will be for northwestern Cook County and northeastern Montague County. And then we have a tornado warning that is just southeast of Ada, actually, as you make your way closer into Colgate, Atoka County there. And again, that is going to be a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning. And those storms down southeast of Ada moving to northeast there at 60 miles per hour. So we still have storms out there for this evening, all these popping up along this cold front here as it continues to race ahead of it, or storms to race develop off of this cold front, I should be saying. Long day here. Colgate, west of Atoka, Tishmingo, southeast of Sulphur. Storms racing up to the northeast. We're likely going to see spin-ups within this, as we usually do with these type of systems that develop right here. Quite a bit of lightning and some hail. Paul, back to you.
Okay, thank you for keeping track of that, Damon. We appreciate it. I want to go back out to KOCO's Michael Seiden. Michael, you were talking to the young lady just a few minutes ago, and, you know, her heart really goes out to so many people. She was just trying to get back to her house.
That's right. She works at a local daycare center. She said she had to walk all the way back here. Obviously, traffic backed up, and she had to take care of about 25 kids. They took shelter, but right now we're in this neighborhood near 8th Street, and I just want to show you the scene here. You can just see roofs blown off. You can see how that motorhome just blown over on its side. Homes destroyed, but I want to bring in Nova. Nova, you live a couple houses down. Where were you when the tornado hit? What did you see, and what did you hear?
Well, I was downtown. I work at Devon, and we were in the stairwell. And I was just mostly trying to get hold of my daughter, who works at Legends at Rivendell. And once I knew she was okay and they gave us the all clear, then I headed to try to pick her up. And then we waited at my sister's until my husband could get close enough that we could drive as close as possible and walk in to see. In the meantime, my stepdaughter's boyfriend had got close and said that the house was gone. So we were somewhat prepared.
When you started hearing the reports, though, of the tornado, what was going through your mind?
Really, I thought, we'll be okay. I mean, we've been through 1999, we've been through 2003, the May 3rd and May 8th tornadoes, and really, I couldn't comprehend this.
You were telling me before we got on the air that you've been living in this neighborhood for a while. Just to walk down this street, see your neighbors' homes.
It's just surreal. The amazing thing is that our whole family is safe, and all of our animals that were in the house are alive, and we're most grateful for that.
I see you holding on to a picture there. What do you want to show us what you're holding on to and talk about that?
Very young. It's just I was just in the house trying to grab a few things that I could, that I thought were valuable before we go out here for the night.
So that's, I'm sorry, is that a picture of your children?
That's my children many years ago. They're 23 and 21 now, so it's a very old picture.
Are you able, as you walk through your house, because we're not able to see it from here, describe the damage. What are you finding in there?
Windows blown out. The front part of the house, the living room and the master bedroom are just very destroyed. The back part of the house, the kitchen, and the other two bedrooms don't look like they were really touched too much. So I feel very grateful that we'll be able to get a lot of things out of there, but the house is completely gone on the outside, the garage, the attic, everything. I'm still amazed that my animals are alive.
We've been talking a lot today about the Oklahoma Standard, complete strangers coming out to help people they've never met before. What does that mean to you?
Well, although we just really got into the neighborhood, it's taken us this long, and I left work at 3:30 today. It's taken this long for me to get to the neighborhood. I've seen it so many times before, and there's just no people like Oklahoma people.
do you do now?
I don't know. Get as much as I can, call my insurance agent tomorrow, and then just take it a day at a time. I've never been through this, so I have no idea.
You said you rushed home from work. When you finally reunited with your daughter, what did you say to her? What did you do?
I just said it's going to be okay. The animals are going to be okay. You know, we've got to think positive. And, you know, and tornadoes are weird. They can hop over neighborhoods. They can hop over houses, and we're going to be okay.
Were you here in '99? And if so, how does this compare to what?
It looks about the same, really. It didn't hit this neighborhood, '99. It hit a lot of neighborhoods around, and it looks the same. Same in 2003, the May 8th tornado. It hit a lot down Santa Fe, about a mile from here, and my kids were home alone, and I ran through that to try to make sure that they were okay, and it just looks the same.
Cell phone service is down in the area. I want to give you an opportunity. If you have a message for family, friends, coworkers, anything you want to say, I want to give you that opportunity.
Just know that we're okay, and we'll be in touch as soon as we can, and appreciate your prayers. That's what we want most of all.
Nova, thank you so much for your time. I'm so glad we're able to sit here and have this conversation, and I know you've got your family down there, and the cleanup process begins, but I'm glad that you're okay, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Another unbelievable story from out here. This neighborhood, so many homes destroyed, people, their most precious belongings inside their house, now coming home to nothing. We've talked to some homeowners who rode out the storm with their family, but again, no injuries here, and that is the best news. And you know, it is kind of a cliche, but prized possessions, they can be replaced. Obviously, lives cannot. So getting a little bit of good news out here as people start to come home and see the damage that's in their neighborhood. Obviously, this will be an extensive cleanup process, but that's the very latest from out here, and we'll bring you more as soon as we get an update.
Michael, thank you. We need all the good news that we can get out of a night like this with so much destruction. I want to let you know that the Associated Press is telling us tonight that at least 60 people have been injured. More than a dozen of them are children, so we continue to track that. I can tell you some of them are at OU Medical Center and Children's Hospital, so if you're still looking for a loved one, trying to figure out exactly where they may have gone, try those two locations here in Oklahoma City. You may be able to find out some information on them. Let's go out now to KOCO's Ariel Reshef. She has been over in front of the Warren Theater and over by the bowling alley there, and all of that stuff is just a mess, Ariel.
It's absolutely a mess, Paul, and I was hearing Michael talk about how there is a little bit of hope today, and I will tell you part of that hope comes from what is so evident is the heart and soul of Moore, and these two boys standing with me, Jason and Tyler, both of them came over here to help out, pull rubble and take it out of the street. Tell us why you guys did that.
We just wanted to help.
What did you guys see, first of all, during the storm?
Well, we were just trying to get away from it, Southmore. So, I mean...
Seen a lot of debris. Yeah. So, it's quite a bit there.
And you guys cut it pretty close. I mean, you guys told me that you saw that twister come through. So, tell me a little bit about what it looked like. What did it sound like?
Big and loud.
Yeah, a lot of trash flying. Yeah. Basically all you could see.
We seen a whole tree come out.
Yeah.
And what did you guys think? Like, what was your first instinct? Obviously, you guys are down here at the Warren Theater. I know that you said your girlfriends gave you a little bit of a hard time for coming down here, but tell us why you guys decided to come down here.
I don't really know. Just wanted to come out here and help. We were on our way through. He was going to take me home, and it was on the way, so.
What was your first thought when you just looked over, and you guys know this area well, you live in this area, so when you look over at the Warren Theater and you see all these buildings just completely decimated, what's your first thought?
Nothing really. I mean, everything's gone, pretty much besides the Warren, you know. It doesn't look the same.
I know, it doesn't look the same. Well, thank you guys very much for your time and also volunteering without anybody even asking you to do that. Well, guys, I just want to show you one thing, and this just kind of symbolizes all of it for me. This was in the middle of the road. You can see it probably comes from a car like this one, just completely destroyed in this unbelievable storm. You can see all this debris, tons of metal, tons of whatever you can find here. I mean, it literally, like, you can see pieces of fabric, whatever was once part of a car, part of a building, now strewn all over this parking lot. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, Ariel, thank you very much. I'm just getting some information that I don't want to share with you, but I'm going to. Laura O'Leary, she's with IMSA. She has now told us that they are looking at multiple fatalities. They're looking at multiple serious injuries in all of this. And so this information just coming in from IMSA tonight. Laura O'Leary there telling us about that. The locations where all of this is happening, we are still getting more confirmation on all that, and I will share it with you as the evening goes through. But once again, multiple fatalities and multiple serious injuries in this storm that has hit Moore. It is just such a devastating scene in so many areas across town there in Moore. And as we continue to track all of this, the damage, we continue to find it all over the community, and we are still waiting to figure out exactly what size tornado this was that went through. But Damon has looked at it many times, and he's like, this could easily be an F5 twister that